Everyone has a journey, and it has to begin somewhere. As we unveil your story with precision, we allow you to rest as ancient wisdom guides you. Imagine a place where we live in harmony with nature, without any change. Every raindrop collects and flows through the veins of the architecture. And as the sun appears, it fuels our entire existence. So our journey continues as we introduce our holistic ecosystem that builds the true meaning of clinical wellness. This way, Tula becomes more than a destination. It becomes a lifestyle.
With a warm welcome, I request Mr. K.E. Faizal to speak on the topic Trends, Transitions and Transformations in Management, Ideology and Perception.
Good morning, everyone. Namaskaram and Ramadan Mubarak. It's a holy month of Ramadan, so wish you, everybody, a good month. I don't know whether Anandmani's got a magic wand of choosing the topic, trend, transition and transformation. Exactly after 2 months, what we are witnessing around the world is a big transformation in different trends. I don't know how many people follow Donald Trump. He's shaking the world upside down. But we have to really watch carefully. And these are the trends and the transition and the transformation happening not in 10 years. I would say it's going to happen in the few years' time. And all of us just listening and embracing what he's talking, we need to lead it. We need to take the essence out of it, and we need to see what we can do to adopt that very quickly. The world has not been shaken the way it has been shaken in the last 100 years. And for me, personally, from India, from Calicut, from the Middle East, it's a golden opportunity what he's trying to achieve. He wanted to take away the American supremacy from the world to take it back into his own country, because that country has been crumbling for the last decades. America has got the largest deficit in the world, $36 trillion. Correct? Now, this year, he has to pay $7 trillion just to pay the interest burden. So that is why you see all these changes are happening so quickly, because otherwise, automatically, he loses the supremacy of the biggest power in the world. So what is it for us? For India. India is the fastest growing nation in the world because of the sheer population of 1.6 to 1.7 billion people. And we've been like a crocodile, limbing and limbing, but each one of us sitting here, we need to see now we have to ramp up the pace. For me, this topic has been in my DNA for the last 30 years. I always looked at opportunities. I always looked at trends. I always looked at how to transform things. It's not for just myself or for my company. How do we transform for the larger causes? How do you transform for the larger society? That is important. Then only the transformation happens. Correct? So if you really see what KEF Holdings has done in the last 30 years, I left Calicut and my elder brother is here. We used to work together. And many things, I learned out of him. He was my first boss in Janata Steel, and how we started, to build the first steel furnace in Kerala. Correct? He was instrumental. I was learning out of him. And this PK always been the trendsetter. If you really see at that time, my father, I was beaten up in Pudiyangadi by 1,000-odd people during the strike in flour mill. He never gave up. We never gave up. He said, we need to change the way people behave and believe. And these are the trend-setting events in my life. So all the learning, for me, it is from here. But I was fortunate to go abroad and go outside and learn, but always ask myself how I can be a beneficial citizen to my own place, which is Calicut. It's a very special place for me. And that's why I'm here. All the investments, profits I made outside Kerala and Calicut, I said, where will I put it? I want to put it first in the place where I was born. And everybody said, why are you doing this? Because Calicut is a small village or small town. It's not even a tier 2 city. But the most important reason I had done or doing here, I've invested more than $200 million, more than 1,500 crores in the last 7 or 8 years. Why? Because we have the largest opportunity in the world because of the people. It's all about people. If people are good, you can change anything. But we need to believe in that. I would love to see 50% of the women sitting here. I love to see young people coming in. That is what I think Calicut Management Association should be doing it in the future. Because we need to trigger this. Then change happens very quickly. The transformation happens very quickly. We need to transform now. You see the highway, all the time when I come from Chalambra, where I live now, I live in Malappuram district, to Calicut city, I see change happening every month. The transition is quick. How we used to build roads in those days when I was a small kid, and now things are changing. You see the junction here, Malappuram Junction, it's opened in 3 months. So the technology, the innovations, the AI, these are all the tools. But most important is, as leaders, how are you going to embrace all these things? We need to use our intellect. Today, everybody is having information on your phones. But how do you process them? This is what is important in leadership. How do you process all these informations? How do you listen to all the speeches of various leaders from the world? And how do we take it for our benefit, for the society? Take it for your first. Everyone has got a selfish interest. But for the larger cause, this is what is important. If you really wanted to make money, I'll tell you a simple tool. Think of others. Feel for others. It has to come within. Then money comes automatically. Money becomes a secondary. See, I follow 7 laws in my life. I believe that everybody's got potential. It's called law of potentiality. But to really get that law of potentiality, you need to start giving. You don't need to have money to give. You can give love. You can through smile. And that is what people can do easily. But we are so self-centered. We are so selfish. The moment you see somebody in front of you, you will see, how do I extract maximum from him? Instead of thinking, how can I help him? How can I give? That's called law of giving. The third is, we need to have good intentions in life. Law of intentions and desires. The moment you have a good intention, things will follow in your place. Fourth, law of least effort. When you do all these things, you see things happening. You see the nature. The bird fly whenever the bird wanted to fly. You see the river flowing. Correct? It's all least effort. They don't put that effort. We just putting so much effort. Why? Because we wanted to make money. That's why we struggle with stresses. We don't take care of our body, mind, spirit. Correct? Every day morning we're getting in, how will I make more money? This is the problem. We need to detach. That's called law of detachment. We need to detach from the physical things. You need to go more into your spiritual asking. The moment you start detaching from the material things, you will see how happiness comes to you. Most important thing, law of karma. If you do good, good will come to you. If you do bad, bad will hit you one point of your life. Or maybe afterlife. May not happen in your lifetime. Maybe your children will have an effect on that. The 7th most important thing is law of dharma. We all should have a purpose in life. If you have a purpose, you will be happy. Don't do a business without a purpose. And this is what, I've been following because, the correct word of trend, transition, transformation, I've applied in all my businesses. I started my foundry in UAE. I went around the world, studied the foundry trend. What was the trend at that time? US was shutting down the foundries and moving into China. My question is why they are moving into China? Correct? Because they say it's cheaper to produce in China and it is emitting a lot of red category pollutions into the atmosphere. So we wanted to live happily. So push the problem to China. Correct? So we went to China, me and my elder brother, I think in 1993. Me and Moidu went to China together to study what Chinese are doing it. Then the question for us was, hey, why cannot we solve the problem of pollution? And that's what we changed. We saw the trend moving, but we transformed it. We said, hey, let us get the concept of green foundry. Let us solve the problem of the pollution. And this foundry can exist anywhere in the world. So we started the foundry in Ajman. Correct? In 10 years, we became the world's best foundry because of the technology. I adopted the technology called vacuum technology. So you can melt the metal in a vacuum furnace. You don't have to, open furnace will take the pollutants to the atmosphere. And that was the reason why the wealth came to me. That one decision, it was an 8 million euro decision, but I knew that is a giving solution to the larger cause. That is protecting this environment. We are not polluting. We are not harming. The moment you think like that, you will find solutions. Of course, that gave me a lot of money. I never expected that kind of a money I could make because the world came to me. I used to be pre-booked for 1.5 years of my capacity because there was nothing exists in the world at that time, at the price, at the quality, at the technology. So every time you have to see when the trends are changing, how you can take it and transform it. This is called buddhi. We need to use buddhi. And we as Keralites, we have enough and more buddhi, because I've been around the world. Sometimes we have too much of buddhi, we use it for wrong purposes. Correct? So if we use the buddhi for the right purposes, trust me, I'm a very, very proud Malayali and we all are. We all know that. But we can do much better. Collectively we need to work. These associations should be collective, transformational associations. It is not for just sitting here, and having a good coffee, tea, glass of beer. No. We need to think how we can change Calicut now. If we don't change Calicut, Calicut will never change. This highway, which is coming from Mangalore to Trivandrum, can change Calicut, every business. Trust me. For us, Maitra Hospital, now for me it's easy to bring patients from Cochin. It takes 2 hours to Maitra by end of this year. From Kasaragod. You see India is changing. Highways, roads, airports, everything. Connectivity. Business is all about connectivity. How do you connect so efficiently? I want all of you to have different programs for different businesses with young people. Then the change happens quickly. All the senior people should be advisors, giving their experiences. This is an opportunity for Calicut. Trust me, I'm not just coming and trying to just say something. For me, I'm excited. I'm expanding Maitra for another 150 bed. We are expanding now. We are building the best oncology center in the world in Calicut. Anything you do, you be the best. Don't compromise anything below that. You be the trendsetter. Others should follow. And that's what we are going to do in Maitra. Be the best hospital in India. And it is currently now, but we are not marketed like that. We want healthcare to go word of mouth by word of mouth. We don't want to put big advertisements. That is not meant for education, healthcare. It has to evolve through people's experiences. I'm sure many of them have good experiences, some will have bad experiences, but we are going to correct it. And that's what I always ask, what is something which I can improve in Maitra? Most important is Thula. You have seen the video. Our biggest asset is our knowledge on healthcare in Kerala, Ayurveda. We have not utilized Ayurveda to the way the world is looking for, because the experience of Ayurveda was the problem, not the science. I got the first global patent for Ayurveda bed in the world, from all over the world, 181 countries. That is going to transform Ayurveda. Everywhere you will see in all the spas in the world, there will be something made out of Calicut. And the factory is in Europe. But the knowledge is from where? From Calicut, from Kerala. That's the biggest opportunity I'm going to give it to the people of Kerala. Take Ayurveda to the world where the whole world is struggling with mental health, with spiritual health, and physical health. Health is three aspects: spiritual, mental, then comes physical. From where else we can take it to the world? From here. Okay? And this is what I wanted to leave behind. So many opportunities. All the AI, artificial intelligence, and people talk, it's a tool. It will change many jobs, it will change trends, it will change many things. But don't forget the core of human intelligence. People are actually, we are going against our fundamental philosophies. This intelligence, what God has created with billions and trillions of cells, cannot be overtaken by any artificial intelligence. The name artificial intelligence itself we can make out. It's artificial. Do we want it to be artificial human beings? We don't. We shouldn't. So we have to do something about it. Collectively. Because it will spoil our culture. This is the transformation we want. How can we protect that from Calicut? We can't do that. We are a smaller population. How can we get away from the political, religious conflicts? We need to start thinking about it. It's not going to take humanity anywhere. We are all human beings. And today, everybody wants to divide. And that is a Western thinking. Western thinking is isolate people so that you can influence and sell more products. That is Western thinking. And that is coming to East. This is what we need to change. We need to think about that. So we should never allow the religious conflicts. We should never allow that to happen. And everybody is responsible for that. We are brothers and sisters here. We are not Hindu, Muslim, Christians. It's a shame. And that was the beauty of Calicut when I was growing up. And that beauty, we have to keep it. But when you go outside India, outside the state of Kerala, it's scary. When I land in other cities in India, I'm scary immigration will stop me. It should never happen. So we have a lot to do, a lot of opportunity, and it's a time, and this topic is very, very apt for us to think deeply. It should not be a Western topic. We should take and see how we can transform. Or we can create a community which is so beautiful. And the people in Malabar, trust me, that's why you are going to see more and more of my time in Calicut. And I always talk to my brother very close. How can we do things more better? And we need everybody to assist each other to do that. So thank you again. Thank you, Anant. I'm here to take few questions. And real pleasure. I have a lot of few classmates, Prem, Kaushik. We are all studied together in St. Joseph schools. It's a beautiful feeling, correct? Seeing the same old friends, smiling at each other. So you connect back 50 years without any problem. And that's a beautiful human being we all are, correct? So let us keep that human and don't embrace artificial intelligence, the way we have to embrace it. It's a tool. Keep in mind. Don't give extra importance to this artificial intelligence. Use the tool for the benefit of your life, your business, and the society. Thank you. Any questions? I think
Yes,
I'm feeling.
In fact, I have two questions. Let me appreciate what you said. You said we are not Christians, Hindus, or Muslims. We are all brothers and sisters. I really appreciate what you said.
Thank you.
So referring to one of your early experiences in Calicut, you said you were beaten up. You said it was physical. Yes. And naturally there was emotional and economical beating up also was there. That's what I understand.
Yes.
How did you said you did not give up. How did you overcome that? Especially that physical, getting beaten up physically at that time and did not give up means, how did you overcome that?
Very good question. Thank you. I think that is where your spiritual teachings and your parental advices come to you. We say, you get one slap, you should not be giving other slap to that person. And we need to see through your work, through your behavior, how you educate those people who have beaten you up. Correct? Because we never reacted. I was admitted in medical college hospital. I was in the ICU. My father is a legendary man. Correct? We learned everything from him. Correct? We said we will fight, but not the physical fight. We will not give up our rights. See, this is what is important. What he taught us is that you fight for your rights. We never give up. So the strike went on for 9 months. So we had many incidents like that. So he says, you be strong with your values, you be strong with your right and wrong, and you face it. I was 22 years old at that old. I told Dad, this cannot happen. I'm PK Ahmed's son. I'm going to go with an open jeep back into that and, I will go through the factory. He said, no, don't act rash. Because at a young age, he chora talapunu variyallo. He said, don't do all those things. We will not give up. We will fight together. So I think tit for tat is not going to build a good society.
Sir, one more question. I will ask you very briefly. You said you were mentioning about 7 laws.
The thing is forgiveness. You have to forgive people.
Yes. You are mentioning about the 7 laws that you always practice in your life.
Every day I read it.
Yes. Out of that, just one question about that. You also mentioned the law of least effort. What I have been practicing is law of maximum effort.
Correct.
So my question is this. What are the conditions for the law of least effort to be effective in our life?
Good question again. I was talking to Raghu yesterday. We were catching up after a long time, so we slept till 1 o'clock. He asked me, what are this law of least effort? If you really see, everybody say hard work, hard work, hard work. I work very hard. But paisa kittunnilla, This is everybody's complaint. See, if you see the nature, where does we get the energy from? What is hard work? That means you're putting maximum energy for your cause, what you're working for, correct? Where does the energy come from? Where does the energy come from? Where does the energy come from?
From what we hear?
There are 2 sources of energy. No. Where does the real energy come from? Anybody? Within. But how do you get to within? How do you take it in?
Through food.
Sun. When you wake up, morning sun, that is where the energy is given to you by God. You have to absorb that energy. Second, where do you get the energy from? Food. Nutrition. You need to eat the right food. If you eat our full-time paratha from Calicut, you will not get the right energy. Even though my father makes maida. you need to have the right nutrition. You need to have the balanced food. Correct? Once in a while, paratha is okay, but my father has moved to atta and wheat paratha and all that. He also embraces change fast. So I think these are the two things which you need to start doing it. You'll see with the least effort, money will come. Why? Because you'll have 10 people's energy to think and act. I wake up every day for the last 30 years before 5:30. Every day. I slept at yesterday 1:30. I was up at 5:30 because the body gets used to it. Then what do? You go and walk or run. Why? Today, I make fun of Raghu. Raghu is a runner. Americans has got the habit. Run without thinking, run and run and run. And finally all the knees goes. They are not looking at the energies. How will I make money? How will I make money? How will I make money? So, we need to learn these fundamentals from universe. So we need to learn about cosmos. How are we connected through energy fields? So if you do that, everybody gets up at 5:30 and go out. Calicut should be full in the morning. You will see the power you will have. You can do 10 people's job by one person. You see everybody come to the office tired. Before coming only, he's eaten paratha and chicken curry and mutton curry for breakfast. And he's yawning. That is energy. We need efficiency. Good food. These two things if you do, you will see your mental capacity is much, much better. You can think better. When you think better, what happens? You perform better. You take good decisions. How do you make money? By taking the right decisions. It's not about you working 18 hours a day. That's a wrong concept. And body needs rest. Tell me how many hours of rest a body needs, our cells needs. Minimum 7 to 8 hours. That means you have to sleep at least by Chakuniyatan. എത്ര മണിക്ക് ഉറങ്ങണം? 10 മണി. You can live another 20 years. Yeah. You have to sleep at 10 o'clock. 10 if you sleep, 11, 12 plus 5, 7 hours. Practice that. And that should be the movement in Calicut. This is what actually Management Association should be working with the schools. We have to build the generation from the schools. How do you embrace that to them? How do you change the way the food is being cooked? How do you make children wake up in the morning? These are very important. This is how you will get the least effort because you will only work 8 hours. You have a good rest. You think better. Your intellect will become better. So you don't too much of phones. You will not use it. You will only take what you want and leave the rest. What is the point of seeing what others are doing? Absolutely, it's not going to help you. It is going to make you crazy. What others are wearing, which car is driving, is it going to make your life better? No, it's going to make your life disaster. So all this we all have to start thinking, and that is called law of least effort.
In the Indian philosophy, the Purusharth, we say dharma, artha, kama, moksha. Dharma is the first part. But today, very sadly, that is lacking everywhere. You mentioned of President Trump. You see, he's not very consistent. Had he been consistent, then you can say that kind of transformation he's trying to bring about is likely to be worthwhile. But he's very inconsistent. Today also, when you look at businesses, one issue that we face is basically the lack of dharma. Dharma can be interpreted in a number of ways. Let us say that it is not just about truth, it is about morality. So what I would say is that, or what I would suggest is that, as you said, we need to do something for Calicut, not only Calicut, maybe for Kerala. We need to think of how do we bring back morality. Because today you look at the political scenario also, if morality is lacking, and that is why you have the drug problems now. Children are totally confused. Because there is no morality. See, when they look at their parents or when they look at their elders, they see a lack of morality. And this is a question that is not being actually addressed.
So I'll give you my thought onto that, and it's a very valid question. First of all, Trump, we always now talk about Trump. He does not have intellect. He has buddhi illa. And we all know that. Americans knew it. But Americans made him the president. Why? Majority of the people in America don't have buddhi. Only Indians, good Indians like Raghu went there. And Satya Nadella, we were classmates together, me, Satya and Raghu. And Raghu's roommate was Satya. Correct? We all grew up and played together. These are the people, if you see Satya as a classic example of how he is bringing a culture into Microsoft. Correct? So a lot of few Indians come from the Indian philosophy are there still. But I am urging all of them to come back. He's come back now, he's working for Adani. So many people are coming back. So the problem of America is the intellect has come down with time because they became too addicted to material things. This is a problem. Second, we have to always think, who are you bringing in this podium to speak? We have to look at their background. Don't bring anybody because he's got too much money. Bring people with moral rights. People who grew up with morality. Very important. Today you see I get disgusted with names. Just because, but nobody's asking how he made the money. What has he done to transform society? Everybody covers the blind eye. Correct? Because everybody is using that person to make you something bigger. So these are fundamental things. That's what I said, right and wrong. We need to stand up for right and don't stand up for wrong. And that is called guts. Where do you get the guts from? Wake up in the morning, you go and do the walk, be with the nature. You don't need anybody. You will connect spiritually with somebody much, much better. And this is what I always say. Don't get carried away with people. Don't get carried away with material things. Start living your life for the larger purpose. Then you feel these things can be resolved. But it's a very philosophical thinking, but it is applicable. I'm like a rebel. When I go for any meetings, I do 100 research. Why should I come? Why they want me here? I have a team to do the research. What is the purpose of Mr. Anandamani and CMA? These things are important. At the same time, you have to do the same thing. Who is this Mr. Faizal? How did he make this money? This research is important. Is he worth standing on the podium and addressing 200 people? And if you do that, a social change will happen. What happened is, the bad people will become better people. We can change people. The society makes the people. I always say, what I am today is because I am from Calicut. What I am today is because of my family. My father, my mother, my brothers and sisters. And the people, my classmates, Prem and Kaushik, we all grew up that time. We did not even know anything about anything, correct? We played football and, we just had a good time. Don't forget them. Embrace them. I hope I answered your question.
Sir, yeah. You have been surprising the world many times. First at Dubai with the KEF, then Nadakav Girls High School, Prism Project and all, then Maitra, then Tula. You must be having a different dream project left for Calicut. If that's not a secret, would you reveal that?
These two, and I said, I earned with all the knowledge, and transformations I created, I earned $500 million. That's the actual money I earned. Now, 50% is put into Calicut not to make money for me. I said, I don't need so much of money. I said, I will put this money to transform next generations. What do you need for next generations? Education and healthcare. Today, Maitra Hospital is a reactive healthcare. That is modern medicine. But what we are trying to do through Tula is a preventive medicine. You should prevent diseases coming into each person. And now you will see a new brand I'm starting in Maitra called VIA. Whatever research we have done, we have 3 patents in Tula. we have this Ayurveda bed, which is coming up in Via. We have this Tula Life Index. In 24 hours of 7 parameters checking, you will know where your spiritual, mental, and physical health stand today. Please, it's accessible to everybody. Tula is the most expensive transformational place in India and in the world. Per night, it costs $2,500. I purposely put it because I want the thought leaders from all over the world to come here. You will see that it's already there now. I have Russians, I have Germans, oligarchs sitting today in Tula. Now, this is opportunity. Now we have to tap it. You'll have billionaires coming here because they're all paupers in the mind. So they come here to transform. This is what we are doing. How are we doing that? Through our traditional wisdom, our spirituality, through clinical psychology. So we have a lot of techniques we have developed. So that's the second patent we got. It's called Tula Life Index. Now also will be accessible to everyone in the Calicut by June onwards. Nihaj is here. Praveen. Where's Nihaj? Please. My CEO is there. Praveen is my head of marketing. Please. And that's a mandate I given to Nihaj and Praveen. This should not be only for the super rich who comes there. This knowledge has to spread to every citizen in Calicut. And now the mandate is with him. Now everybody has to push. How do I make Calicut from an illness to wellness? How do I make people not get sick? Everybody said, sir, Maitra Poti Povule. Maitra will never close. Maitra Vittu Povule. No, never. That is a transformational project for the Calicut. Tula is a transformational project for the world. Through that, we are bringing transformation through Maitra. So these two important projects are so powerful. And the Nadakav school. Today, thousands of schools are following that model. The biggest one is coming up in Srinagar in Kashmir. Our foundation is doing that. That's much bigger than Nadakav. It's opening in next July, this coming July. Because that is where hundreds of years of conflicts have wiped out generations of students. So when I went as a chairman of UAE India Business Council, I met the governor Manoj Sinha. I told him, I come here to do the groundbreaking of Emaar Mall, but the people don't want the mall. People want education. Then I said, I will give you 20 crores and I'll follow the model of Nadakav school in Kashmir. He was shocked. Today, almost the structure is completed and it's opening in July. See, I don't expect anything from Kashmir or Mr. Modi or anybody. I'm doing it for the next generations. That gives me energy. All I'm interested in is higher energy, not the energy from the political tapping at the back. No. So this is a thinking, it's a radical thinking, but everybody should be thinking like that. We need to move away from preaching human beings. You will see a lot of people now, putting various dresses, creating a godly image. We should shun them. We are human beings with equal platform. This is what we need change. And that can happen only through educational reform. Correct? So we need to really, these two things was what I brought to Calicut. I thought through deeply, and everything is, I put my money back, and do I expect? Money will come, because you're transforming thousands and thousands and millions of lives. See, I'm fully booked in the month of May. Who's who of the world? 35 rooms are fully booked for a month in Tula. And people are paying $2,500. I met the German couple who are leaving tonight. What do you think? He said, Faizal is too cheap. Because this lady was suffering from osteoarthritis at the hip for 18 years. The pain was 9 out of 10. Today it is 0 out of 10. You know what saved them? Saved her? Iyengar Yoga. We did an integration of Iyengar Yoga, physiotherapy from Maitra, and fitness. We have a French sports scientist in Tula. Those 3 people sat together, took the MRI in Maitra, figured out she needs surgery if it has to go to a modern medical facility. But through these 3 things, which is India's knowledge, Today she is going back with zero pain. She was swimming, she was dancing, she was climbing stairs after 18 years. This is called transformation. Imagine if you're providing this to citizens from every city in India. It'll be flooded, Calicut. We need more hotels. This is what we are going to market through VIA. We are going to market it in Chennai, Madras, Bangalore, everywhere. Because I worked 5.5 years in research in Tula and got the global patents. That is important. Otherwise, there will be a lot of people copy. I have no problem in copying. But they will destroy without the proper knowledge. I'm willing to give this knowledge to the right people. Because I don't want to keep this knowledge with me. Because the whole idea is to transform generations. So these are the two things we are working on. Through the foundation is educational transformation, and through Maitra and Tula in the healthcare transformation.
Hi, sir. My name is Suhail Siddiq, and I am a PGDM student at Safi HR Institute. First of all, I would like to thank you because your energy is wonderful, sir. As a student, I am surprised actually by the energy you are exuberating to all of us. My question is, as a business leader, you have navigated multiple challenges in scaling KEF holdings globally. What are the most critical leadership traits that young managers and professionals like us should develop to succeed in today's competitive business environment?
Patience.
Thank you.
Today, everyone wants to jump, not 1 year, within months. Today, everyone thinks that I know everything than everybody else. There's a thing called aging through experience or experiencing through your age. We need to have patience because I remember me and Moitika, we started working at the age of 13 with my father. 13. When we were studying in St. Joseph's School, every weekend he takes us to the shop. Every weekend. Every summer holidays, Moitika 30 days or 60 days, we used to work in Velingadi. 2 months, 60 days. 60 days, what are we doing? Tukam Kutwa. Tukam Kutwa is every machine workers rice distribute in there. One side he'll send Moidu and Ali, or me and Ali on one side, Moidu is the eldest, he'll send Moidu there. And we used to go climb up to the bags of rice and sugar. Now our job is to write down the weighments. We did it for 2-3 years. 2-3 years, same thing. So now both of us are very good in mathematics because of that. Because total correct. Second promotion after 3 years is cashier, not main cashier. Correct, no? We have to recount to make sure that the notes are 100. Correct? So we all can count cash. So this is the layers we've been trained. Because of that, me, my 2 brothers, all of us have learned so much. We could apply this in various businesses. So my answer to young people like you, choose the right company with purpose. Don't just join a company without a purpose. Because that company will collapse in no time. Only purpose will take the company forward. So you have to choose the right company and go with patience up and up. Most important thing is when you wake up in the morning, when you do your fitness, when you connect with the nature, you will be happy. You will be able to take any challenges. You will be able to find solutions because life is not easy. Everyone goes through the challenges. How do you handle that challenge? How do you even, your boss is firing you, you have to smile back to him. You will see in 2 minutes, his firing will stop. But the way you react to him, the way he reacted to you, what will happen? Boom. Collision happens. Correct? So this is what actually today's management is not teaching. How do you handle situations? To do that, we need to work on ourselves. You said that your energy is vibrant. Because I worked with Raghu, we were in the gym together, 1 hour, even though we slept at 1:30. Both of us were in the gym till 8 o'clock, Raghu, correct? And we left at 9 o'clock because I thought it'll take 1 hour because I wanted to be here on time. I didn't want anybody to wait for me. That is called respecting others. See, a lot of people say that chief guest, they'll come. With the 10 people coming. Correct? Why? He wanted to feel important. Oh, and everybody stands up. These things has to change. People coming with the entourage of guards. Why? Because no self-confidence. That's the reason. If you have self-confidence, if you believe in God, spirituality, you don't want any of these things. You are connected. You are connected to a higher purpose. You do all these things because you are not connected. And this is what I'm always telling today, is spirituality and mental health and physical health comes the third. You develop these two things, you will see how you are enhancing your energy, how you will perform better in schools and jobs, and how you're progressing faster, because everybody will notice. I'll give you a small example. I used to live in Philadelphia for my first job in America, and I didn't have the money to live in Cherry Hill in New Jersey. It was 2 hours of journey every day. I leave at 5 o'clock. I used to have a cup of coffee, and I used to be in New Jersey in Cherry Hill at 7:30 every day. So what happened to me? And I used to, 8 o'clock is my shift time. My boss, President John Mortimer, he comes at 7:45. And you see an Oldsmobile car every day at 7:30. So he told the secretary, who's this car? Every day 7:30 there. It was me. He invited me to meet him. It was a big thing for me to meet President of Inductotherm. Since then, I was this blue-eyed boy. So what happened? I started climbing the ladder faster. And that is what I say. These are the things which you'll have to develop. Your self-discipline will take you to heights. I hope I answered your question.
So, branding a business is a very important role. And brand name plays a big role in that. You have selected name like Maitra and Tula. Is there any reason behind this?
Of course. I don't like Western branding. There's no purpose in those brands. So Via means mother's womb. And when myself, my brother Moidu, my brother-in-law Dr. Ali Faizal, we were sitting and debating, what name to put with various agencies, we never liked any of them. One guy who's from Calicut came and said, hey, there's a word called Via, Maitra. So he said, what is the meaning? In Greek, it's called mother's womb. What does it say? The highest protection is in the mother's womb. And that is why we chose Maitra. We said we want the highest protection for every patient coming to our hospital. Tula. World is going completely out of balance. Tula means balance in Sanskrit. Tulas. We need to bring back the balance in today's society. And that is where we chose Tula, and because we want to bring thought leaders from all over the world to Tula and teach them how to balance. I'll give you an example. Amitabh Kant spoke here. Amitabh Kant got 30 calls when he landed previous night. So morning, he said, Faizal, I want to go for a walk. I want to know what his Tula is. So I took him for a walk at 6:30. He also is an early bird. And he was going, I was showing the farm, I was showing the spice garden, I was showing this sonarium. So we ended up in the biggest lake. I have the largest filtered pool in Asia is in Tula. It's 120 meters by 40 meters. So we can do kayaking, we can do underwater swimming, underwater yoga and therapies. So he said, Faizal, what is this? Such a big, you have built it. So I said, we do kayaking here. So no, I have to rush now. Anand Mani called me because I have to be here and another 30 people. Exactly, this exact thing. And he said, Faizal, I have a lot of calls because he directly reports to Prime Minister Modi. So we finished the walk around 8 o'clock. He went to the room. He's such a busy bureaucrat. And when he came out of the room at 9 o'clock, I was kayaking with another Englishman. When he saw the kayak, he got excited. He said, can I come? I never done that. I said, come, Mr. Kant. So Kant came in. And he was kayaking. And you see, he's a very, like me, he's also radiates energy. And I said, Kant, you need to relax. Go to the fountain, just lie down on the kayak and just close your eyes. You will not believe it. He opened the eyes after 15 minutes. I was getting bored watching him, so I went into the water. When he woke up, he said, can I come into the water? He dived into the water. He stayed with me for 2 hours. He cancelled all the appointments in the city. He said, I don't want to go anywhere. And he said, after many, many decades, Faizal, I got the highest peace here. That's exactly told me, Metiga. And that is what a nature can do. That is where the water can do. You'll connect back to yourself. Correct? And this is an example which happened on 22nd in the morning. He cancelled all 30 meetings. So we all have to take a pause. We all have to ask questions to ourselves. Why am I running like this? It's very important to reflect back on your life. What you want to do in life. Is it the objective is to make more and more and more and more? There's no end to it. But where will you go? You go. Can you take it and go? 6 feet under. Nothing. So it's time now for all us to reflect back and see in the crazy world, and thank God Mr. Trump is the president, because we can transform Calicut faster, India faster, Kerala faster. So let us take this advantage, even though my Raghu says he's a US citizen, but for me he's from India, and we are classmates. So Raghu, don't tell this to Trump. So thank you guys.
Due to this shortage of time.
Thank you. I told you, make people at school have to wake up every day in the morning and go to feel the sun energy. Nobody will take drug because that's a natural high, and teach people how to do yoga. See, natural drugs are to get high. The artificial drugs. But the biggest drug is our own breath. You breathe properly for 20 minutes, you don't need any drugs. You will walk like this, running, and you have all the energy. Do that. All of you sitting here, just start a program. CMA invites all of you to breathe. People don't know how to breathe. I'm telling you, this is a fact of our life. We have stopped breathing. We have stopped living for a purpose. We don't move. We eat and eat and eat. We go for 10 kalyanams back to back. And please everybody. Try to please yourself. Then you automatically will please others through your energy. Thank you.
Thank you so much.